Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I know nobody has joined yet because I'm on TikTok live and I literally just clicked on, but I definitely have some things on my mind I want to share with my people, meaning my copper color people, whether you are African or whether you are an American. Okay, I got some things that I want to talk about because we struggle. And I'm not talking about economically. I'm not talking about with nothing material or mundane or anything superficial. We struggle psychologically. We terribly struggle psychologically. I feel like the biggest mass deportation that has ever been committed in history is the mind of the copper color original people of this land and the African. Period. The most genocide, the highest genocide ever committed is on the mind, the psyche. Psychological slavery. We suffer from psychological slavery. Hi, if you here, stick around because I want to talk to my people about why is it so difficult for us to believe we've been lied to? Why is it so difficult for us to comprehend that these people have fed us a bunch of indoctrinated lies and called it school curriculums? Why are we struggling with that? I'm just really trying to understand, why is it so difficult for any adult with a full-blown developed brain to think about and meditate on the history of this country, the history that we've been taught. Now, the fact that we have access to all of this information, we still somehow have people who look like us who cannot fathom the fact that the people who they told us was first on this land was not. They can't believe we've been lied to. They're still hold on to these indoctrinated lies. They still can't believe that most of us were already here. They still want to hold on to this out of Africa theory. It's a theory. It's not facts. It's not. It was taught as a fact and a theory. They can't even cough up it. They can't cough up no artifacts. Why are we still trying to hold on to this stuff? That is Arrested Development at its finest. And this Black History Month thing, I don't support it. I've been against it for the last 35 years of my life. And the reason why is because I never understood why every year they want to keep showing us about how another race of people was superior to us. Why another race of people was allowed to abuse us. Why do we need to continue to keep seeing that over and over and over and over and being fed that over and over and over? Duh, because it's psychological warfare. That's why. Any time you keep on allowing somebody or embedding in somebody's mind that they're slaves, they came from slaves and descended to slaves, and then we use that, we take that and we run with it, and as if it's something to be proud of. Do we understand the abuse, the psychological abuse that's done to us? It's beat us up mentally so bad that a lot of people cannot accept that a lot of us were already here on this land. We didn't come from Africa. It's hard for people to accept that the millions of people that they claim they packed up on ships like sardines is a lie. Where's the ship? There's no artifacts to that. Who was building ships like that back in the 1400s? I'll wait. But if you go inside of the records, if anybody go inside of their records, you'll see a whole bunch of passengers floating over here from Ireland, from Britain, from England, from Denmark, from all these European places. You see all these passengers coming over here. You don't see us going nowhere, and you don't see us coming from nowhere. You don't see none of those records saying all these people came or deported from Africa. Nowhere. They don't have any records, any census records, nothing that backs up their theories. They just came up with a bunch of pseudo information and fed it to us, and we believed it. We believed it. And now that the truth is coming out, you can't laugh forever. Y'all think this supposed to just stay the same forever? I don't understand my people, my copper-colored people, my African people, for those who are still against the truth that's coming out. Why are y'all fighting to hold on to this stuff? Why? The outside people are not indigenous here. A lot of us been knew that because the elders been telling us that. They've been telling us that. We didn't need a Black History Month to know this stuff. And then during Black History Month, they don't tell you none of this anyway. Black History Month perpetuates lies and narratives. It has done nothing for our people collectively to change anything. What has it done? What? Y'all just proud to be Black. For what? To keep reminding yourself that you was a slave or a descendant of a slave? You proud of that? That's your history? Slavery ain't your history. Slavery ain't my history. Every year they tell you their history. They don't show you none of this stuff to check their own behavior. They show you this stuff so that you can continue to perpetuate your own behavior and think that all you is an N-word and that you came from somewhere and brought to a foreign land. All of this is to keep you psychologically beat down. Psychologically beat down. It's not teaching our children anything. Black History Month told my son that Malcolm X was violent. That pissed me off. I went up to the school and checked the school. Oh, it's not our fault. It's in the curriculum. I don't care what's in your curriculum. How the hell was he militant and violent? Who did he ever do anything to violently? Because he told his people to stand up for themselves and stop letting y'all bully them? That made him militant and violent? But he owned not one military. This is what Black History Month is teaching y'all children and tried to teach it to mine. But I wasn't having it. Black History Month didn't teach us nothing but a bunch of lies and a bunch of false narratives and theories. And this is what y'all want to hold on to. We need to pick our own day. And it don't need to be called Black nothing. It should be called Original. The story of the original people. And we need to tell our own stories and teach our own kids. Why are we fighting to hold on to these lies and these narratives? It's just ridiculously sad that we have a hard time accepting facts when they're presented to us. That's a psychological defect. That you can't understand facts when it's being presented to you. You're denying your own eyes and ears to hold on to something that was indoctrinated into you and telling you that this is who you are. You gonna let these people continue to tell you who you are? Or are you gonna accept the artifacts? And our elders been telling us this, y'all. They've been telling us this long before there was a Black History Month. They've been telling us. Your great-great-grandparents done told you who you were. Oh no, we were Cherokee Indian. We were Blackfoot Indian. We were Creek Indian. We were Iroquois Indian. They've been telling you who they were. Been telling you long before this, and it had to take Trump to publicly do what he did for people to finally get slapped out of indoctrination and be like, oh, did y'all hear what Trump said? Did y'all hear what he said? Oh, he said, we the real people of the land. For y'all to believe it. That's sad. That says a lot about us. So while we doing all this hee-heeing and ha-ha and cackling and slapping fast, we should really be checking ourselves, because we didn't listen to our elders, we didn't listen to our ancestors. We don't listen to each other when we try to tell each other the same thing. Most of us been knew this, but because now Trump said it, now it's making public social media news, and he's telling the truth. But our elders been telling us this. They've been telling us this. So, yeah, I don't give a darn about no Black History Month. It hasn't done. If y'all act like Black History Month and give y'all a free month off work all year for the month. What has it done for you collectively to bring change? It's not an honor to my ancestors to keep watching movies about no goddamn slavery. It's not an honor to my ancestors to keep watching movies about how we were beaten and lynched and all this other stuff. That's not no honor to watch how these people to put their foot on our necks for centuries. That's an honor? No, I don't think so. It's a psychological tool to keep us mentally enslaved and mentally into the struggle. Y'all don't see that. Ain't nothing proud about Black History Month. And then they gonna give you a month in the dead of the winter to celebrate yourself? I don't think so. You know when I'm going to celebrate my ancestors all year round, but if we had to pick a day to celebrate ourselves, it should be the first of the spring when everything is growing. Since we are the architects of the planet, to be honest with you, that's what we are. That's our history. They don't teach us our history. They never did. But if we're going to continue to perpetuate lies and narratives, ain't nothing to be proud of about that. Nothing to be proud of. You keep calling yourself a slave. Oh, we're the descendants of slaves. Well, I've been checking in my family records since 2014, and I still haven't found a slave yet. I haven't. I took the DNA test, and let me tell you how I know that's BS. Because if I'm 75% South African, where's my African cousins at? Where they at? Everybody on my DNA list is right here in America. I haven't found one relative with an African name. Not one. I crossed paths with one of my relatives that might be a 6th, 7th, or 8th cousin who said that he was in touch with our Fulani ancestry. So, okay, I was happy to get that information. But all my other relatives, they tell you got 10% European and 5% Native American. But all of these other ancestors from Britain, all these European people on my ancestry, how am I connected to these people all the way in Europe? But ain't not one solitary single person from Africa on my DNA list. Why? Where they at? Where are my African cousins? If you took that DNA list, go back and look at your ancestry list of everybody that you mean tell me nobody from Africa over here done took the test that has a immediate family from Africa that we're connected to. Somebody is lying. They lied to us, y'all. They've been feeding us propaganda all this time, and now we know why. To keep you from knowing who you really are. So we need to teach our own history. We don't need their approval to do that. Everybody keep talking about why Malcolm X don't have a day. Why we don't give them one. Why do y'all wait on these people to hand you everything? And then turn around and then cry about, why do we care so much about what they're doing? Why aren't we changing our own narratives? You know why? Because we're comfortable. We're comfortable with the lies. Because if we weren't, we would start changing the narratives ourselves. And we wouldn't keep fighting against each other when we stand up to do so. But there are going to be, unfortunately, those who are going to fight against it, because all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. We know that. But those are going to be the ones you're going to have to kick them to the curb and keep that train on, keep that train rolling. We don't need them to tell us when to celebrate ourselves. And we definitely don't need their narratives, because it's nothing proud about being a damn slave or a descendant of a slave or being captured, a prisoner of war. It's nothing to be proud of about that. Why do we keep perpetuating it over and over and over for decades? It's time out for that. It's time to tear down all of these holidays, because every single solitary one of their holidays is connected to lies and deception, even when it comes to how they celebrate and honor their own heinous acts of their ancestors. It's all to your demise. You don't have to go to work on George Washington's birthday, but you got to work all Black History Month. What is this month supposed to do? There's no service in it. I don't see it. Oh, do we get to not have to pay taxes for this month? What is it doing for us? Because all this stuff we claim that we got from Black History Month, our ancestors and our elders been telling us the same thing before there was a Black History Month. So miss me with that. I ain't telling nobody else what to do. I'm just telling y'all where I stand with it. I don't care about no damn Black History Month, because it's full of propaganda. That's all it does, is show you how you've been a casualty to be subjugated to somebody else lording and God being a God over you. Why would you keep psychologically showing somebody that? Why? Unless you want to continue to keep them psychologically indoctrinated to think that that's all they are. Period. This is how they've been keeping us mentally. It's mental. It's all psychological. So at this point, why are we having such a hard time accepting facts over feelings? Because that's what this is all about at this point. I've seen some people going live, oh, where they going to deport the natives to? This their land. The ignorance The ignorance that I've heard is just beyond me. It is beyond me. This is how you know we don't teach that comes from us not teaching our own history. We don't perpetuate the teaching of our own history. This is why we still have our people walking around here saying things like that. But your grandmother, your grandfather, your ancestors been telling you who you were. Y'all been ignoring it. Y'all been ignoring it because of the psychological damage. Do y'all see the power of indoctrination? The power of manipulation? The power that a lie can do to you? It's destroyed a whole nation of people. More than one nation. It's got the African confused. It's got the original American confused. Everybody confused. Oh, no, we don't know who it. Come on now. Stop. Y'all, we got to stop. Something has to give, but we can't just keep talking. All we do is talk, cry, and complain. We talk about slavery every day, all day, 20. That's not that's not history of a powerful people who claim that we're gods and goddesses. Why are we still talking about something so debaucherated? Why? Because one thing about it, gods know how to retrieve their power. Gods know how to use their power. Why aren't we using ours? And if you think getting on social media talking about the same thing every day, all day, year out is doing something, it's not. Stop it. I ain't saying people can't get nothing out of it. But what I'm telling you, it's not bringing any significant real changes to our cause at all. It's not. So that's all I came here to say. The biggest mass deportation of all times is the mind of the copper color original people and the African. Because they've been able to take our brain and put shackles on them and ship them off to Mars. And it's hard to get our minds back because we don't know how to psychologically put events together, to put all the facts together and say, oh, this is the truth. We're still allowing the indoctrinated bricks to keep our ears plugged and our eyes blinded to the damn truth. Even when it's in your face. Even when it's in your face. So that's all I came to say. I don't support Black History Month. Throw the whole month away. I'm not saying nothing is proud to be celebrated in the dead of the winter time. And then they give us a month, a leap year month. The shortest month of the year. A leap year month. An odd month. I don't find that coincidental at all. Okay? So anyway, I love my people, man, but I'm here to tell you, we got to stop this ignorance. We slapping fives over something Trump told us when our elders been telling us this for centuries and decades. And we didn't want to hear it from each other. We didn't want to hear it from each other. But we took what he told us and now we're running with it because he said it. Psychological warfare, baby. It took for somebody else who don't look like you to tell you something. Your own people been telling you. Been telling you. But at least it worked. So now we know. And knowing is half the battle. So anyway, y'all, I love y'all. I didn't come to beat up on us, but I did come to tell us that this month is not serving us. And if we're going to honor our ancestors, we should do it in a servitude way. Not in a way that's going to be dishonorable about us being disparaged by another race of people lording over us. That is not nothing to be proud of. It's not. And now that you know a lot of y'all are the original people of the land, we don't need to keep perpetuating black. We don't need to keep perpetuating that. Go in your family records and find out what tribe you're from. Do the digging and find out your tribe. Because we all came from a tribe. And now we can stop allowing these liars to dictate our thinking and play on our psyche. And now we can stop believing them. We can stop letting people who don't look like us tell us who God is, what God is. We can throw their religions away with it and the rest of their holidays too. So that we can properly honor ourselves and our ancestors, baby. And our ancestors. So shout out to the ancestors, baby. Shout out to the ancestors because I am Creek, Taino, and Fulani. This is definitely my land. I've always known that. And shout out to everybody who's always known. And shout out to those who's starting to understand who they are and accept it because the facts are there. The facts are there. And all these lies they told you that you done came over here packed up like sardines on a boat, which is not even health logical, more so than mentally logically, mentally logical. Come on now. The only people that came over here like that on boats was them. My beautiful, copper-colored, original people. We were already here. And we gonna be here. We ain't going nowhere. And on that note, I just wanted to tell y'all peace. I love y'all. And let's find a better way to honor ourselves and our ancestors. Because celebrating being abused by another people is not it. I'm sorry. And that's all Black History Month has ever shoved down our throats. Nothing proud. Nothing proud about that. All right? I love y'all. Peace.